have intercepted fresh documents. Fresh documents.
I am in government, but I don't see interceptor in chief. I don't see government material. Doc, you are in opposition. You always intercept.
These documents will make you. It will make you weep.
How is that so?
How the Department of Parks and Gardens in Wa, for more than 3 years, struggled to protect the only parks and gardens land in the Upper West region. It will shock you. 1st October 2021, the acting regional landscape designer called Washiu Mejida wrote to the regional lands officer, Upper West Region, Wa, "Dear sir, request for your intervention on an ongoing encroachment on our land, parks and gardens. I write to report to you on an ongoing encroachment exercise on our main nursery land, parks and gardens, along the Kambali Road by an unknown developer. As a custodian of government lands, we will be very grateful if you could intervene on the matter on our behalf. The developer is currently at the site, filling the land with gravel without any verbal or written notification." Can you believe that? They attached our allocation certificate and other documents indicating that the land is allocated to the Department of Parks and Gardens, counting on your usual cooperation. This is copied to the Honorable Regional Minister, Upper West Region, Wa, the Chief Parks and Gardens Officer. 19th November 2021, they sent another reminder. So the first one was 1st October 2021. 19th November 2021, they sent another one addressed to the Regional Lands Officer, Upper West Regional Lands Commission. It reads, "Encroachment of department's land. Wa. The department has been notified of a private developer who has deposited and continued to deposit large quantities of laterite soil on a portion of the department's operational site at Wa, which is intended for construction. The Department of Parks and Gardens, with decentralized regional and district offices across the country, is mandated to provide the establishment, management, layout, planting, improvement, maintenance, and regulation of parks, gardens, and other places of public resort or recreation for the use of the public, and to contribute to the cost of maintenance of parks, gardens, and other places of public resort or recreation provided by any person for the use of the public. The department has the certificate of allocation and cadastral plan to the said land. It has also operated on the land for 45 years in the production and promotion of horticulture for the Ghanaian citizen. In reference to the above, I humbly request your assistance in putting an immediate stop to this agenda by the private developer and for the protection of the land. I therefore submit herewith documents to the Wa Regional Office and pictures for your information and action." 19th November 2021. And they attached to these letters the lease that they have since 1975, the cadastral maps and all of that. They were fighting for this Parks and Gardens land for 3 good years.
When was it sold?
It was sold in 2020. 2020. And when Abu Jinapo holds press conferences, he doesn't talk about their deeds. He is looking for cheap equalization, which are not even supported by the facts, by the evidence.
But at least
he is silent on this.
Is the local government working on this? Or there's nothing like that happening?
But in their first response to you, the ministry's first response to you, they did indicate that a portion of that land had been given to a private developer for a filling station or something, not so?
Yes. Okay. Yes, but now we have all these fresh intercepted documents which shed more light on what was going on. And the Parks and Gardens, you can tell that they didn't just sit aloof for 3 years. Then guess what? On the 8th of March 2024, after all of these petitions, the regional minister decides to move in to save the lands. The regional minister gets this letter from the Lands Commission. Dear sir, please further your request for information. The subject matter above refers to enable you to take further actions on the alleged illegal development. I wish to inform you that per the records of the Lands Commission, the developer has a valid land title, deed of lease, covering the portion developed into a fuel filling station and must be noted as such. Can you believe that? This is how the Lands Commission settled the matter and told the regional minister to back off. This is signed by Achampon Wilfred, surveyor, dated 8 March 2024 to the Upper West Regional Minister. Now you have the Lands Minister on the side of the looters, defending the rights of this private developer to go ahead and build.
I thought in that statement he said that the land was what I forgot
that they have done rezoning. That they have rezoned the land.
Was,
so it's no longer for parks and gardens. They've rezoned. Meanwhile, under the LUSPA law, the Lands Commission, the Lands Ministry have absolutely no mandate to rezone lands. That is LUSPA's mandate. It must even come to Parliament for approval. They have no business engaging in that rezoning. You see why I say that the Lands Ministry, the Lands Commission, they are complicit? Today, I will share more documents on the complicity of this Lands Commission.
Take us there.
So complicit. Look, Doc, this Upper West Parks and Gardens land, let me just briefly quote the local government minister in Parliament on the 4th of July 2024. This is the Hansard of that day, column 22, Mr. Kosa. And by the way, Dr. Adumaku Kisi, you are asking me to identify good guys and praise them when I have to. You clearly haven't followed me. I have issued at least 2 public statements commending the local government, the current local government minister.
Fantastic.
That he's a great guy.
Today I'll buy you 1 beer.
He's clearly not on the side of the looters. Yes, I've said that. If you
I'll buy you 1 beer.
Unfortunately, I don't drink. So
well,
you buy me cranberry juice.
I'll buy you cranberry juice.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. I'll gladly accept.
Well, it's nice. I'm so happy.
Yes, I've commended AJ Mensah Kosa. That he's a great guy. He's not on the side of the bad guys. He's not. I've also commended the management of the prison service. They are in a battle of their lives. They didn't file an appeal.
So Interior Minister too
against Dr. Baumier's senior advisor, who is reclaiming their land.
I think
no, it's important. It's important. It's important to state the facts.
I'll be quiet and let
So I have commended these folks, the prison service management, the local government minister. Listen to the local government minister in Parliament. He says, I did indicate earlier that the land in contention is covered by a certificate of allocation dated 27 November 1975 to the state. On the basis of this, we reject the claim by the Regional Lands Commission. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, we are not aware, as a ministry, of any decision by the state to relinquish its interest in the land. If that were to be the case, it should have been before this House. On the basis of that, we still believe that the land still holds as a property of government, the Department of Parks and Gardens for that matter, and we intend to reclaim it for the state, unquote. Great guy. Positive-minded minister. Now this week, Doc, the lands minister addressed a press conference. And despite the avalanche of evidence, the overwhelming evidence of state capture, look, when we walk around, we are not blind though. The folks in the Roman Ridge flat who have been told to move out. The folks at the prisons barracks who have been told to move out. And if you read, because of time, if you read the Hansard of 5th July, the Interior Minister came to Parliament and confirmed that yes, and they are going to give portions of that land to private developers. We see the demolitions of bungalows. Civil servants, public servants writing to us, petitioning. We have them. And yet the lands minister addresses a press conference and tells us that all of this state capture concerns is propaganda, and that every public land, he uses 3 words, is safe, intact, and secure. Hey!
I mean...
Intact for the where? Intact. So what?
I think that the key word is largely intact.
Yeah, so you should have probably edited the script.
It's largely...
Largely. Largely. What you see around, is it largely?
That's what I mean, but largely, you know.
You should have said, maybe a little. No few is intact.
No. I mean, largely. You know, government...
You speak some guy in your constitution.
If
he has said no confusion, you're intact.
Even the water bodies and forest reserve
yes,
are not intact.
I'm not intact. Then land in prime location.
I think you have a point there.
Now, Doc, I told you about latest intercepted documents.
Interceptor.
Look, right after the minister's press conference.
Okay.
Clearly, who will now easily retire.
No. We don't want him to retire.
Interceptor Junior.
No. Right after the minister's press conference, I start getting calls from all kinds of places. That mini minister, what is all of that about? What does it mean by?
Your guardian is so good.
What does it mean by safe?
You need some more kinky.
Intact and secure.
You need some more kinky.
This is an official certificate of result of search dated 14th August 2023. The last
2 days ago.
Yeah, no, 2023. Okay. Last year.
Yeah.
But can anybody just get this? Or how did you get it?
No, don't worry. We are intercepting documents. So
verified.
So apparently, the last two officially wrote to the Lands Commission on the 7th of August 2023 that the land that they gave to government on the 11th of March 1943 in North La, prime location, North La. Gamancha is here, he knows all the demarcations very well. And indeed, they attached, they have the maps. So they attached the cadastral map to their petition. They want to know the status, whether it's intact. Now, this was land that the government told them that they were going to use for a dairy farm in 1943. This is the result of the search. The Lands Commission told the last two that on the 29th of June 2020, President Akufo-Addo caused to be sold a portion of the land to Full Men Limited. Full Men Limited. The portion marked A. If you read, I've given you a copy of the documents. The portion marked A. That whole portion has been sold to Full Men Limited. 29th June 2020. Lands Minister telling us under Akufo-Addo our lands are intact, safe, secure. 29th June, sold to Full Men Limited. Then the portion marked B. Portion marked B, this portion. All of this land at Northla, marked B. The Lands Commission says on the 3rd of September 2019, the government, for that matter, the president, is the president, you can't sell without the president under Article 2571, sold the land to Mask Business Consult Limited. Number 3, the portions that are marked, that are edged in green, that the last two wants information on. The Lands Commission replied them. On 1st October 2020, the President of the Republic sold the land, that entire portion, to Messrs. Amantra Limited. And Messrs. Amantra, they are very powerful people. As soon as Messrs. Amantra secured this 1st October 2020, they resold portions on 5th November 2020.
1 month.
1 month, yes, to B5 Plus Limited.
1 month after.
Yes, 1 month after.
The land.
Yes, 1 month after, to B5 Plus Limited and Definitely Ghana Limited. It will be interesting to know how much Amantra bought the land for and how much they resold it. It will be very interesting because we know what goes on. They go and buy it cheap. So what comes to the state, what comes to all of us, may just be some 400 or 500,000 cedis. Then they go and sell it for millions of dollars. Amantra's portion was so huge that on 27th November again, they sold the remaining portion to Unique Development Company Limited. So very interesting. 2020, during COVID, when we thought that the president was only busy in managing COVID. So what does the lands minister really mean when he tells us that all our public lands are safe, intact, and secure. So from these documents, and when you add the latest one to all of what has gone on Bulgaria Embassy, Bosta Institute, the prisons barracks, what is happening in Kumasi, what has happened in Wa, what is happening in Hope, in Tamale. The minister himself admitted that they have had to reverse some sales in Tamale a few weeks ago. I mean, it's like marauding invaders. Like there's no tomorrow. And I keep asking, why is it that these sales, Doc, you are the Gamanche, you know every corner in Accra. do you hear about these sales? Why is it that it's never advertised? There's no transparency. I mean, you don't hear about it. It is only when you conduct a search. And then poor last two, under Article 20, at least they should have had some first right, some know-how about this. They didn't know. They didn't know. The chiefs had no idea. So why is it that these sales take place under such opacity, such darkness?
Well, back to my point.
And when you do that, you call a few cronies to come for these lands. How sure are we that we are getting value for money? Even if you must sell, you are rezoning and all of that, and we know that this rezoning is being done without even recourse to the law. Why not advertise? Why not let it be competitive? So that we give it to the highest bidder. Look, if B plus 5, or how are they called? B5 plus, B5 plus and others, we're interested in these lands. Do you know how much we will have gotten if we got it at the B5 rate? But then it's sold to a mantra. And then they now call the big boys and get the best deals. So the government of Ghana, all of us, we the people, we don't deserve the best deals. Why do we use middlemen? I mean, what's happening
so
in this country?
So they take the land and in a month?
Yeah, in a month. 1 month. Just 1 month. They call B5. They call unique. And then they call a third company,
what was the request that convinced the president that he needed to give them the land? Land which they obviously didn't need.
They clearly didn't need. I mean, anyway, God help us.
All right.